This episode of the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast is brought to you by Groundhog Day is an event, not a business strategy. Are you ready to finally solve those pesky issues that keep holding back your business success and never seem to go away? Embrace the power of the S.P.R.I.N.G formula that unearths the issues and opportunities burrowed beneath the surface, and grow your business so you thrive from your intersection of your brilliance and your passion. Claim your copy today at www.thegroundhogbook.com. Welcome to the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast. Join us as we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who reveal what they are doing to make the world a better place by being part of it. Be sure to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now sit back, lean in, tune in, get your notepad and 2 pens ready, and let's get started.
My name is Adam Homey. I'm your host, and I am honored by your wise decision to tune in and invest in yourself today. I am joined by Princess Alessandra Francesca. If you watch the video credits for our Brilliance Plus Passion episodes, you know that she and Princess Stella Juliana are listed as our feline support staff here in our elegant studio, which happens to be my dining room table. At any rate, here at the Brilliance Plus Passion Project, we spotlight people who, through the work they do and the things they create, do their part to make the world a better place as a result of their own presence in it and their contributions to it. And the gentleman you're about to meet is somebody who's been a friend of mine for, I would say, about 4 or 5 years now. I believe it goes back to about 2017. And you and I met through Captain Jim Palmer at the Dream Business Academy. I believe the first time we connected was in San Diego, if memory serves. But we are going back more than a minute, and I tell you, it comes at you fast. And I'm so happy to have the opportunity to reconnect with you because it's been about a year since we've really spoken. And I'm so excited to learn about what you're up to now and to let others discover you as well. For those of you who are listening, his name is Mike McDonough, and he's a business coach. He's an insurance service professional. He does a lot of things. He's the CEO of McDonough Insurance Services, aka the Workers' Comp Renegade. And his offices are located in San Juan Capistrano, California. Mike has 40 years insurance experience, primarily in workers' comp, business, and risk management. He focuses on your company's core risk and safety issues, providing a roadmap of value-added processes and solutions that lead to improving your company's bottom line. Mike McDonough, it's so great to have you here today.
Adam, it's so great to see you, and I can't believe the opening. You're exactly right. It's 5 years ago. It was September 2017 down in San Diego at Captain Jim Palmer's, and we got to spend 3 days down there with, remember, One Click Lindsay and of course Lindsay Phillips, and so just a lot of great people. And so you're one of the few people that I met that we've connected and stayed connected the last 5 years, and like you said, we haven't spoken in about a year. So I'm honored to be on your show tonight.
Let's make it another 10 years if we can. So
absolutely.
Let's make it another 20 years.
Well,
So I gave the official bio version of what you do, but in your own words, tell me something about what the work you do makes the world a better place for your clients, customers, and the world at large.
Okay, that's a great question. I discovered many years ago, being involved with in business owners and their employees, that the employees were really taking a back seat to their injuries, and injuries being prolonged and so forth. And so I really didn't see anybody representing the employer and the employee. So what I've developed is an advocacy program that basically helps the business owner and the injured worker through the process of an injury. And we work closely with the insurance carriers, the claims examiners, the attorneys, any vendor or component that's related to a workers' comp injury, including doctors, physical therapy, scheduling things, and so forth. So In a nutshell, though, what I do is I help clients remove chaos from their business. And what I mean by that, Adam, is there's so much uncertainty with employees and workplace injuries. And depending on the type of an injury, it could go 100 different directions if it's
Yeah.
not managed, if it's not managed properly. So if the client isn't prepared or they don't have a proactive process, it creates chaos and the process becomes extremely costly, to the employers.
Right, right. So, in your experience, what are a few of the most common questions people in general have when asking you about what you do, like the frequently asked questions?
Usually when I meet with a new prospect, it's like, how can you help me get my costs down?
Uh-huh.
That's one of the big priorities. Number two, why are my claims open for so long, and why does the system allow my employees to sue me when I'm giving them workers' comp? And the other one is basically, ties in that with that as well, is that they just want to understand how can I solve their problems. They've been with their broker this many years, and it's just him or her is a great person and they've had a great relationship, but they want to know how am I different? How can I help them? And that's really an opportunity for me to show them the difference, because I've really invested the time and taken many courses and just really taken a deep dive into workers' comp so that I could really help my clients the best.
What are a few questions you wish people would ask? This is the zinger sometimes.
Yeah. Well, when the question I wish they would ask is, hey, can you help me get a safety program, or can you help me, with HR, issues, or can you help me create a better culture for my company, or can you help me, create a disciplinary program for my employees? Because really, what happens today, Adam, is I see so many companies that are being run by their employees. The employers have no leverage, and that's on the fault of the employers that didn't discipline the employee that saw them doing something unsafe, didn't write them up. They've done it multiple times. But here's the thing: it's a 10-year employee. They know the company better than anybody else, so they're willing to allow that person to continue being employed there while they're manifesting, poor morale throughout the organization and sending a message to everybody else is that it really doesn't matter around here. And so I just wish more people would say, hey, I'm in trouble. I need help. How can you help me?
Right, right. So let's shift gears now and let's ask a few questions that help our listeners get to know Mike McDonough more better as a person. So first of all, Mike, what would people who know you be surprised to learn about you?
Well, that I used to be a sous chef. That my big passion these days now is my hobby is I make homemade handcrafted pizzas, and I
Yeah.
have an Instagram. I know you've seen the pizzas.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah, that I've done martial arts for over 20 years, and that I like to do dance videos. I just recently started a TikTok. I'm just one of those people. I like to hear a beat and I dance. I mean, if I'm in the market, I'll dance. If I'm in a gas station, just wherever I feel a beat, sometimes I just feel like moving. And so I'll just tell somebody, hey, turn on the camera, and I'll film it and then post it. And I enjoy making people laugh, and it just gives me a lot of stress release. And I also like to do a little lip syncing. So I'll go get a favorite, Motown song and get my podcast microphone in front of me. And then I'll turn on a song and that I know the words to, and I'll lip sync it, and I send it out, and it just make people laugh. So those are a few things that I like to do that probably a lot of people don't know.
That's great. What do you hope people say about you when you're not around to hear it?
That's a really good question. I guess I would say that what I'd like them to say about me when I'm not around is that that Mike always shows up with the highest integrity of anyone that they've ever met, and he's always willing to help and serve others.
If you could go back in time and change one thing you've done, one thing you've experienced, one thing that's happened, what would it be and why?
Well, I wish I would have gone out of high school, I mean, I can't really say that because out of high school, I didn't go to college. I worked right away. And I learned
Yeah.
a lot of great lessons from that I may not have learned in college.
Uh-huh.
And I remember years ago, my dad told me certain things, even in my insurance agency. He just said, Mick, he says, he says, what you're learning, he says, you couldn't get, in a Harvard education. So, life lessons are really good. So in the insurance industry, I guess if I'd go back and change one thing is I wish I would have learned to, learned more about the commercial insurance a lot sooner than I did, because I spent the first maybe 10, 12, 11 years specializing in the personal lines, which is the auto, the home, the life insurance, things like that, and small business owners. And, all that is great, but it's time consuming. And, I learned this from a realtor friend of mine. It's just, you want to sell $100,000 homes or $1 million homes. It doesn't matter. The paperwork's the same. So
Yeah.
if I could go back and change one thing, I would have gotten into the commercial insurance much sooner.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And I can tell you that as far as college, I would have taken a gap year before I went. The issue is I was young. I started college when I was 17. Imagine going to Penn State, not being able to take a legal drink in the bar until the middle of your senior year.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely would never put up with that again. I would insist on a gap year. And one of the things that I'm starting to see is gap years getting more and more mainstreamed. And I think that's great because, you've just gone through secondary school and you're trying to figure out what you want to be and what you want to do. You might have a lot of stuff, a lot of bees buzzing in the bonnet. And what if you take a year? Maybe you travel, maybe you work, maybe you do an internship, maybe you cut grass, maybe you sit on the couch and play Fortnite, whatever it is. But when you do go to college, you're at least theoretically more organized, more focused, more prepared because you took that time.
Yeah, and I think about my friends that were, at USC and other colleges. They went right out of high school, and by the time they graduated, they had no idea what I knew about business already at age 22.
Yeah. Yeah, there is certainly that. And I remember
there's trade-offs. There's trade-offs.
Oh yeah, there certainly is. I mean, I'm overall grateful for the college experience. I think I gained a lot from it. I would just do it a little bit differently. And we can't really change hindsight, but what we can do is we can pass the lessons forward and perhaps help somebody else.
Right.
So with that, we've gone back in time, but now what we're going to do is we're going to look potentially forward. If you could connect with some famous person, either alive or dead, who you'd like to meet, what questions would you have for them if you had the opportunity?
That's a great question. I've read his book many times. I would have to say Napoleon Hill.
Uh-huh.
And he was just very focused and very driven. He just had a very, very powerful mind that he didn't let get distracted. And so, the world today compared to when he was alive, there's a lot more chaos, as we know. There's a lot more uncertainty. And, he seemed to live his life by certainty. So I believe that when you choose to live your life by certainty and not uncertainty with fear and chaos and lack of control, I think that helps support and gives you an advantage as far as being successful. And I would say that he had mastery. And so that's what I would want to talk to him about.
Absolutely. I think that that's a really good assessment, and I can tell you've really thought that through. Now, what motivates and inspires you to keep going when you're having a tough time or facing a challenge?
I stop and look at all the things I'm grateful for. And that includes my wife and 2 kids. It includes the fact that, I own my own business. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my clients that support me and allow me to represent them in their business. And so, if I start, looking at things and complaining, it's just like I'm really doing myself a disservice. So I try to snap out of it within seconds, because it is kind of like a light switch. And we all know that, Whether you're having a bad thought or a good thought, it's by choice. So we can change it very quickly. Now, am I perfect? No. But I would just say that everything that I've had, I'm very grateful for my life. I've been given so much, and I've given back as well. But I don't want to pity myself, and so I just focus on the task at hand. Be grateful for what I have, and when I do that, it helps me get out of those bad times.
Absolutely. So finally, and I'm going to share an invitation with the audience in just one moment. A link that you provided for them to check out. But just tell us in general, what is one action you would suggest our listeners take as soon as they finish listening to this episode? If they do one thing, what would it be?
Look at the chaos in your life.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is we all have chaos. So whether that's your personal relationships, your business relationships, if it's your health, if it's your wealth, no matter what it is, and I'm going through this myself and learning, and you know this too, Adam, if you have a lot of uncertainty and chaos in your life, you can't show up and be who you are. So
that's right.
Could you tell me that you're Adam 100% every day? I don't think
so.
So.
God, no. God,
right,
no.
Right. And same here.
I haven't been 100% Adam today.
Right. So what I'm learning is that when you remove chaos and you start living your life by certainty and you start controlling your thoughts, because we do have control of our thoughts, it gives us clarity. And then from the clarity is we can make our choices. So that's my final message today, Adam.
Oh, that's fantastic. So here's the invitation I have for our listeners. Let me just display it on the screen. If you have any needs for any insurance support regarding workman's comp, remember that Mike McDonough is the, what do we call you? I want to hear you say it because I love when you say
it's the Workers' Comp Renegade.
The Workers' Comp Renegade. And you can visit his website right now at www.McDonoughIns.com. I'm going to spell that for you one time. McDonougHins.com. And among the things that you will discover are a free guide that will give you 10 proven ways to effectively reduce your work comp claims, and also some access to a lot of resources and literature that will help you navigate the process and show you how you can get the support you need when workers' comp issues become an issue. So with that, Mike McDonough, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been an honor, and believe me, an education.
I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning into the Brilliance plus Passion podcast, where we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who are making a difference for their community, market, and audience. Remember to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Brilliance plus Passion podcast.